Hello everyone and welcome to our AEW Double or Nothing 2021 predictions. So we've got two matches on the card, for us anyway. It's myself versus Trevor for the Last Man Standing Universal Heavyweight Championship. And then we've got Jason versus Callum, MWO versus the First Class, pretty much throughout the time. So without further ado, my prediction for we'll start off with the pre-show. Pre-show between Serena Deeb and Riho for the NWA Women's Championship. I am going for Serena Deeb. Deeb has been back for about 2 weeks. She was injured, which is, I think putting her in a match against Riho is really going to show the world, basically, that she is back. She's dusted off this so-called rust after being away for 3 months because of an injury.
Sting and Darby Allin versus Scorpio, Sky and Ethan Page. I'm going with Sting and Darby Allin because this is Sting's first match, proper match in front of a crowd, first proper match in a ring. Yeah, Sting's not losing this and Darby's going to go over. I feel like he just lost the title. He's not going to lose again, is he?
Right. I don't know if we're doing the pre-show, but better safe than sorry. Serena Deeb's going over here because the pre-show on an AEW pay-per-view is not the time to switch the NWA Women's Championship.
So, these are my predictions for Double or Nothing. 10 matches on the cards, so Wumbles, you'll finally get it as single videos. So, pre-show, if it counts, Serena Deeb versus Rio for the NWA Women's Championship. It's a pre-show match. They're not really going to do anything with an NWA Women's Championship. So I can more likely see Serena Deeb. My choice is Serena Deeb because they're more likely they won't have that much of a title change on the pre-show.
Since I forgot it, quickly, I'm just going to say that I think Serena Deeb is going to beat Riho for the Women's Championship on the pre-show.
Next up, we've got the Casino Battle Royale. I'm not going to list off the names because it's going to take me forever. But my prediction is Christian Cage. It's got to be Christian. Anyone but Christian, to be quite honest with you. The Joker, I'm torn. I know it's not going to be Daniel Bryan, so I'm actually going to pick Andrade for the Joker. Yeah, because I think that would be, he'd get a nice pop. It'll be his first official match in front of crowds, and let's be honest, Andrade is awesome.
The Casino Battle Royal. Fuck, dude. With AEW, it could be anybody in a Battle Royal. Anybody could go over. I'm going to go with Christian Cage just because, fuck, he's been here a while and hasn't really done anything. Needs something to do.
Match number 7, the Casino Battle Royale. This match is probably going to be first or second on the card. With a look of it, it's probably be match number 1. You've announced all 21 stars, so there's not going to be anyone. So there's not going to be any like last minute surprises. Realistically, there's only like maybe 2-3 names, probably 3 names that you could win. You could say Matt Sydal, you could say Pentagon, but I've got Christian. Only because we know within the next between now and the end of the year, Christian will be facing Kenny at some point. Maybe it's for the title, maybe not. We don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what I say about other predictions, won't we?
For the Casino Battle Royale, I think obviously Christian Cage is going to be winning that because they've brought him back to face Omega, haven't they, really? That's why he's here, so they're just going to do it. Yeah.
Next up, we've got Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page versus Darby Allin and Sting. I've just noticed there is a lot of cages and pages on this card. But enough of that. I am picking Sting and Darby Allin. This is Sting's first official match in front of a live crowd in 6 years. So they need to give him the pop. He's going to get a massive pop when he tags in. He's going to get all that. He's going to do all of his signature moves and everything like that. But Darby is going to carry that team. That's my personal opinion, because he hasn't been around. Sting has not been in a match, again, like I said, in an official in-ring match in 6 years. But it's going to be a hell of a match anyway. Sting and Darby Allin for the win.
Sting and Darby Allin absolutely have to beat Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page here. Sting really shouldn't be winning very many matches at this point. He should definitely be putting other people over. But, I mean, how are you going to have Sting lose his first live match? Don't even bring him in if you're not going to have him win.
Match number 3. Sting and Darby Allin versus Scorpio and Ethan Page. What kind of... I've got Sting and Darby Allin. Now, this is the first time Sting's fought in front of a live crowd in 6 years. It's like, come on. It's like, come on. You have to let Sting win this one. You have to let him. You have to. It's like, he's a bona fide legend. We don't know how long we're going to have him left in the ring. So the wise move is Sting and Darby.
Sting and Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. I'm going with Sting and Darby Allin because this is Sting's first match, proper match in front of a crowd, first proper match in a ring. Yeah, Sting's not losing this and Darby's going to go over. I feel like he just lost the title. He's not going to lose again, is he?
So, next up we've got Hangman Adam Page versus Brian Cage. I am picking Page. I think Hangman needs to get to a point where he was ready to win the AEW Championship, and by beating Brian Cage again, it's going to prove that, because Brian Cage is a beast, and by proving that he can beat him, perfect.
Hangman Adam Page is defeating Brian Cage here. Brian Cage probably needs to win a little bit more, but I think Hangman's on the verge of a big push again, going towards the top.
Match number 6. Probably another sleeper match on this card. Hangman Adam Page versus Brian Cage. I have the Hangman. It's the only reason is because because we know AEW will build up Hangman so he can beat Kenny. That's the only reason I have Hangman. There might be some bullshit with like Team Taz getting involved and then Dark Order will come out and make the save, but I don't know. We'll wait and see what happens Sunday night. So I have Hangman.
Hangman Page versus Brian Cage. Not in a cage. I'm joking. Yeah, so Hangman Page is going to win this. It's literally just to build his momentum back, to build him towards slowly towards facing Omega. Whether he'll win or lose on that, we don't know. But yeah, I'm going with Hangman Page.
Next up, we've got Hikaru Shida versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, for the AEW Women's Championship. I am picking Dr. Britt Baker for the win. She deserves it. She's carried that women's division for a year, and they need to reward her. I'm glad on Dynamite that they brought out a new design for the title, because it's going to make it ever so more sweeter when Britt Baker wins that title.
Britt Baker is going over Hikaru Shida here. If this was WWE, I'd probably say that they're going to drag out the championship longer than it needed to go. Looking at you, Becky Lynch. But I think it's time for Shida to drop it.
Right. Match number 9. Hikaru Shida versus Britt Baker. It has to be Breaker. Like Ashley said on Dynamite, 20 plus years ago, it was 360. Now it's all about DMD. This is the perfect time to put the belt on Britt. She is the most over woman in the division. She is the face of the AEW Women's Division, and you can make her play heel. You can make her face. It doesn't matter who she comes against. You can make her reface Sheila, and she'll be a heel. You can make her face Nyla Rose, and she'll be the face. You can even build up a new woman star, like, I don't know, Chris Statlander or Taya Conti or anyone that's creeping up that division. It's like, heck, even put her in a match against Thunder Rosa again. But I've got breakfast. Honestly, if we was doing confidence points, I would put most of my confidence points on Britt Baker here.
Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker. Obviously, Britt Baker's going to win it. She can't be the face of the women's division and not be champion. So obviously, Britt Baker's the person who will win this match. Yeah, Britt Baker's my choice.
Next up for the TNT Championship, Miro versus Lance Archer. Probably, other than the Stadium Stampede and Pac versus Orange versus Kenny, I think this is going to be one of the matches of the night. I don't think Lance Archer is going to win this here. I definitely think Miro is going to win. And yeah, he literally only won it a couple of weeks ago. And I don't think they should make him into a transitional champion, because making him into a transitional champion would be WWE booking. Yeah.
Miro's winning, because I swear if you give my boy a title and then take it away from him immediately, I am going to riot.
Match number 5, Miro versus Lance Archer for the TNT Championship. Two big boys doing big boy stuff. I've got Miro retaining. God, this match is going to be an absolute slugfest. I've chosen Miro because it's too early for him to drop the belt. And realistically, it's heel versus heel. Or, well, Miro would be the heel. They probably want Lance to be the face in this match, but Lance is so much better as a heel. Realistically, with the TNT Championship, you need a baby face to beat Miro. Or you can have Miro lose it in like a multi-man ladder match, and then have Lance Archer like win. If you want to put the TNT title on him, maybe they might do it once they move on to TBS, but I don't know. I've got Miro winning.
So my next pick is Miro and Lance Archer for the TNT title, and I'm going with Miro, obviously, because he just won the title and he's been made to look like a fucking beast. So he's going to continue to look like a beast, and Miro's going to retain the title.
So next up, we've got the Governor, Anthony Ogogo, versus the American Dream, Cody Rhodes. I am picking Ogogo for this. Ogogo should knock him out cold. That is my personal opinion. It's not because I'm British. I just think Ogogo should win this. It's going to be a hell of a showing for him. It's going to be his first match on pay-per-view. And yes, he probably can't do much because he is green, but I'm guessing they've been training him massively for this match and going through rehearsing it and everything like that. But Ogogo should win by knocking Cody out cold.
Cody Rhodes and Anthony Ogogo. You know, this one's probably the hardest one on the card for me, I gotta say. Just because it's kind of a toss-up. You know, the story kind of says the evil American's got to go down, which, you know, by the way, I'm not really sure why they're going that route with this. Seems a little strange. But it is AEW. It's Cody Rhodes' company, and it's hard to bet against him in that situation. And I've seen Cody win matches he definitely should have lost that were much higher profile than this. So I got to go with Cody Rhodes. I think at best they might stretch this out a little longer, but I think they're giving it to him.
Match number 8. Cody versus Anthony Ogogo. I've got Cody winning. I know folks say, wait, Calm, you're technically British. Why aren't you not going for Ogogo? Here's why. Cody Rhodes will win by disqualification. Now, these two. Now, apparently Anthony Ogogo's fighting with a broken rib, so they'll be wanting to put him off of TV for a certain period of time. And then Cody, well, let's see, his wife's pregnant, and they announced the pregnancy nearly 6 months ago, so Cody's about to become a daddy. So, this is a match where he could have Cody get beaten up so badly that he technically wins, so you can protect him. Anthony still looks strong, and you can build him up. So you lose it by DQ. You can then lead into storyline for Cody goes away for a while, and you have Fax would be up most of the Nightmare family. Once Cody comes back, you can have Dustin say, Cody, how many years ago you said you didn't need a partner, you needed your brother. Well, right now I don't need a partner, I need my brother. And then you can have the Rhodes family versus QT Marshall and Anthony Ogogo at a pay-per-view. It's decent enough booking. It's like, Tony, you know where I am. It's like, honestly, once over this COVID, I will book for you.
Cody versus Anthony Ogogo. I'm torn, but I'm going to go towards Anthony Ogogo. I think they're going to try and make him look like a beast, because I remember they was originally going to put him in Jake Hager's like role in the Inner Circle. So Anthony Ogogo is going to win this, I think.
Next up, we've got the AEW Tag Team Championships. The Young Bucks, the champions, versus Mox and Kingston. Okay, this one was the hardest one that I could predict. I went back and forth with this one. Could the Young Bucks still retain and keep the titles, or could Mox and Kingston win? Part of me thinks because Mox is going away for a while, I don't think he'll win it. But then again, I think the story kind of necessitates the win. So I've been going back and forth on this one, but I'm going to pick the Young Bucks. Yeah, that's the right decision, isn't it? The Young Bucks. Yeah, I'm picking the Young Bucks.
The Young Bucks versus Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Normally, I'd want to give it to Moxley and Kingston here because I'm kind of tired of the Young Bucks having the titles. But the last time I bet against the Young Bucks winning for the sake of story, it bit me in the ass. So I'm going the Young Bucks. Can't wait for that to bite me in the ass too.
Match number 2. Now, I've written these down in no particular order. I've got the Young Bucks versus Moxley and Kingston for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. I would love to see Moxley and Kingston go together, but I don't think it's the right time. So I've got the Young Bucks retaining. I could see it being a very screwy finish with some interference from like Don Callis or Anderson Gallows. There'll be some sort of bullshit in there for the Young Bucks just to retain.
So my double or nothing predictions start with Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston versus the Young Bucks. Personally, I think it's going to be the Young Bucks, obviously. There's no sense to take the titles off of them right now. There's no sense to do that. And plus, I don't see Moxley hanging around much longer with his daughter on the way, or his son, whatever is on the way. And I think Eddie's going to face Kenny Omega at some point, to be honest. It's kind of been built to already. So yeah, that's Young Bucks for that match.
Next up, we've got Stadium Stampede, the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle. last year's Stadium Stampede was awesome. They're obviously going to cut. They're saying that they want to cut out all the funny stuff, which is fine. I'm fine with that. But I think the Pinnacle are going to win. I think because the Inner Circle have been around for so long, I think it's time for them to break away, give Proud and Powerful the title, like a tag team run that they richly deserve. Give Sammy Guevara a babyface run, even go after the TNT title, and you can still have Jericho and Hager together. Have Jericho there, have Hager there as Jericho's heavy still, which is fine, but they've got so many avenues to go down with them splitting up. So, Pinnacle for the win.
The Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle in the Stadium Stampede match that honestly nobody really wants to see, right? This one's tough. I mean, everything's written in the books to give it to the Pinnacle. They're the up-and-comers, the Inner Circle. It's probably time for them to disband anyway. But they just hit a hot streak as faces, and I could see AEW giving them a push for a little while again. But I got to go with the safe bet and say the Pinnacle's taking it.
Match number 4, one of the matches I'm excited for, the Pinnacle versus Inner Circle in Stadium Stampede 2. I don't think we're going to get as much haha as Stadium Stampede 1, but I still believe it'll be a bloody good match. I know some folk my opponent Jason may disagree, because supposedly we have got two, we differ on one match. So I've got the Inner Circle. Now the only reason is this, because we had Blood and Guts in the Pinnacle one that should have realistically been the feud ender. But no, we're now getting Stadium Stampede. So this feud's going to ging on forever. I don't know if it'll end with like MJF versus Jericho for like maybe number one contender versus career or something like that. But the Pinnacle versus Inner Circle or MJF versus Jericho feud is far over. That's why I've got the Inner Circle winning.
The Stadium Stampede, I think the Inner Circle, because I remember Jericho said a while ago that there's months of planning between this feud, and the Inner Circle aren't going to disband. They had the one loss, and I think the Inner Circle are going to revenge that one loss they had here, so my pick is the Inner Circle.
And next up, the seemingly probably the main event of the show, if not Stadium Stampede is probably going to be the main event. We've got the AEW World Championship on the line. Kenny Omega, the champion, versus Pac and Orange Cassidy. This was a pretty straightforward one. I think it's going to be Omega. Omega is the belt collector. Let's be honest here. He's collected 3 belts now. He's probably going to look for the 4th at some point. Maybe New Japan, maybe NWA. But I just think Omega is going to win, and then probably at All Out this year, Hangman's going to dethrone him. But there you go.
Kenny Omega. I mean, it's Kenny Omega. Come on.
So main event, Kenny versus Orange Cassidy versus Pac. Of Kenny winning. Only reason why, he has the Elite. Probably what will happen is Pac will get chucked out to the outside and beaten up, because you can't make Pac lose too many times. Orange Cassidy, he's probably the one that's going to get pinned. Why? Elite bullshit. Ha ha ha. Probably what's going to happen is Pac will get chucked out ringside. You have the Young Bucks, you have Anderson, you have Gallows, beat him up. He's then no longer a problem. Orange Cassidy, while Kenny's distracted with the beatdown, well, Orange Cassidy can hit Gallows and can hit Kenny with a finisher, getting down for a 2.5 count. Oh wait, Kenny breaks out. You then hear the Elite come in, beat down Orange Cassidy. Oh wait, here comes Best Friends. clears them all out, and then Kenny, V-Trigger, One Wing Angel, done. Kenny walks out as champion.
Finally, the main event, Kenny Omega versus Orange Cassidy versus Pac. And I think, well, I know, the winner is obviously going to be Kenny Omega. He's not losing it in a triple threat match where fans are back. No, Kenny Omega's won. Yeah, Kenny Omega's going to win. So that's my predictions for Double or Nothing 2021. And it's going to be fun to beat Callum again, really. Just shut up the ginger turd once and for all, you know, because it's getting annoying now to see it in talk constantly. But yeah, whew, have fun, boys.